Have you ever taken a moment to think about what affects our interpretation? The interpretation of a message is actually the most fundamental aspect of all communications. That's how the message gets across.
What affects our interpretation? It is our perception. The most common misunderstandings people make are that perception is reality, motivation is personal, and position matters. These are myths. Perception is not a reality. It only limits your understanding. Motivation is not personal. In a world of advertisements, politicians, and corporate announcements, it's easy to dismiss messages as efforts of personal gain. It is important to remember that not all communication is so. It is the same tool used by those with a greater purpose to reach others. Position matters. Also untrue. Doesn't matter who you are, your position or social standing. When you believe in a message, don't back down. Communication is the first step towards taking action for your message and achieving your goals. There are two universal factors of human understanding: experience and credibility. The same message can be interpreted differently by anyone with a different past experience, and there are several things that affect our past experiences: value judgments and cultural differences. Credibility shows that the impact of a message is linked directly to the trust in the communicator, and the content of the message must also be believable to maintain an audience's interest.
What affects our interpretation? It's our perception. Every individual perceives a message in a different way. And as a communicator, you seek to unite that perception. For example, in a workshop about food security, the presenter may wish for the audience to understand that there is not a lot of food available in a certain region. But the audience may not care about that area, and they may only be thinking of their own communities. So how do you provide examples that can unite their needs with the material that you are trying to present? That is effective communication.
There are several strategies to ensure clear communication. Now that we are familiar with communication skills, the elements of human understanding, and the myths and misconceptions that cause communication distortion, how do we combat these myths? There are 3 tried, tested, and true ways to do this. These have been used on different levels of government, military, and across organizations. The first is multi-channel communication, and it teaches that exposure to a message up to 8 times is proven most effective for message clarity and retention. Repeating a quality message over quantity is also important. Eliminating intermediaries means that whenever possible, you should provide your facts directly from the most reputable sources. The less people that are translating the message, the clearer it will be. Remember, you're providing truth, not opinion. How much do you remember? Listening is the most important of the 4 listening skills. 90% of understanding does not come from words. Interpretation is unique for every speaker and listener. So always be proactive when considering any communication. And above all, be clear.
Thank you very much. This has been Joseph Kachuk on Empowerment of Communications.